On the day I was supposed to pick out a topic and start making this video, I was stuck in a big quagmire of ugh. I didn't want to. I just didn't want to do anything, let alone make videos. It was cold, it was gloomy, and I just felt like a big giant phony fraud on top of all that. Imposter syndrome really had a hold on me that day. It didn't feel like a trick my brain was playing on me, it felt like reality. And it still does sometimes. I didn't want to brainstorm. I didn't want to write or draw. I didn't want to work on my upcoming course. I didn't want to. All of those things are things I'm usually excited and happy to work on. But clearly I eventually overcame this because this video exists. How though? And if you're in the quagmire of with me, how can you get out? First of all, if you're new here, hi, I'm Claire and I am the human behind the Chickenpants studio. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I need to preface this by saying that I was not currently experiencing depression or particularly high anxiety. I know from experience that those things can seriously put you in the quagmire of and if you're there because of them, then you might need professional support and stuff. I'm no doctor. Do what's best for you. Take the best care of you that you are able to and call in support however you can. Also, I'm just a little human being and don't know everything, so I'm probably leaving some really good tips out. If you've got a technique for busting through a lack of motivation, please drop it in the comments so we can all learn from it. So, all that said, here's what helped me get out of my garden variety quagmire of I started easy by setting the timer for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. I baby-stepped my way into things I didn't want to do. I gave myself the task of free writing about what I was actually currently excited about, and it was kind of like pulling teeth. Also, none of those things became this video, but they could germinate into something I do make down the road. When the timer went off, I quit writing. I didn't push myself any further than that. Next, I switched to another task. I was feeling still supremely unmotivated to do anything, as previously mentioned. So I picked the thing on my daily to-do list that I felt the least resistance on. Still resistance, mind you, but less of it. I worked on that for a while, and then I quit. And then I treated myself by getting up from my desk and got a Trader Joe's version of a LaCroix. Did this help? Is this an important detail to include? Probably not. But the quagmire of did start to thin out a tiny bit after this. So maybe get yourself a little treat. What really started to help me loosen up the quagmire of was trying to remember why I wanted to do these things in the first place. It is so important to have a good, solid reason why you are doing any self-directed task. With outside tasks that are thrust upon you, the why is generally obvious. Like, I don't want to get fired, that's why. Or my cat needs food or else he'll starve, that's why. Where it really gets tricky is figuring out your why when a task is not thrust upon you, but is instead something you chose to do at some time, for some reason. That's what I'm dealing with here. So, remember your why. If you don't have a why, then take some time to figure out your why. Go on and write it out on paper. It may sound unnecessary, but it will make everything go so much easier for you and save you so much time in the long run. However, if you can't figure out a why, then why are you even doing the thing? Do you have to? Do you even want to? Maybe you can just strike it off your list entirely. I was still not feeling it, so I looked at my list of ideas and then rejected every single one of them. I keep running lists for ideas in various categories. It's fun, I love ideas, and it's usually helpful. Just in case you do not have an idea list already, this is your official call to start keeping one for whatever creative projects you like to work on. I like to keep them organized by topic to make it easier to sift through and find them later, but that's a whole other video that I don't feel like making right now. But looking at my list somehow sparked a tiny little something, and I was able to start writing out what I wanted to say in this video. It was seriously just a tiny little spark though, like 3 words small. That was it. I'll let you guess what they were. And by the way, if you don't already have one and you're feeling really stuck, making an idea list by gathering up any and all your ideas from all the places and post-its you have them stashed is a great way to feel productive and thin out the ugh. And finally, I took that itty-bitty, barely there spark of something and I made myself write it down in the software that I write out all my scripts in, which led to another sentence, and another after that. And before too long, words were just flowing. The fog started to lift, the quagmire started to thin out so I could start to climb out of it, and all the metaphors were coming together, so I started to feel a little better. Did I still feel like a fraud? Mostly yes, but a little less so. At least I was a fraud with a script by the end of it. Was it still cold and gloomy? Heck yeah, it was. So the world didn't change dramatically. So what? I did a thing. I made a tiny bit of progress. I'm calling that a total win. And for the record, when I woke up the next day, I was no longer in the quagmire. All the had washed off me in the night somehow. Sometimes a good night's sleep is really the best cure. So that's how I got out of the quagmire of And to recap, here are the steps. Set the timer for just 5 minutes. Do the babyest step you can for just 5 minutes. If you feel like you can keep going after that, then by all means do, but you don't have to. Switch to another task. Take the lowest hanging fruit of a task you've got and work on that for a little while. Get a little treat. If it makes you feel a little better, then actually, yeah, it is helping. So get that treat. Remember your why. This is where the motivation lives. Look at a list of ideas, or make one. And finally, you've got to just gently force yourself to do the thing. For just 5 minutes, if that's all you've got in you. What's the smallest, easiest way you can move the needle in the right direction? Progress is still progress, no matter how small. One more thing, get a good night's sleep. It really helps. I hope this helped thin the quagmire of a little bit for you. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you pop right out of the quagmire and get your stuff done. Or if not done, then progress made on it. In any case, take good care of yourself. You are a unique little bean, just doing your best. Be kind to the bean. Beans thrive on kindness. Please leave a like and subscribe if you made it this far. You're a champion bean. See you in the next one.